Everyone needs to feel rescued sometimes. I know that was why I found sanctuary in creating Farmhouse Fresh. We have always loved growing fresh botanicals, crafting skincare for spas, and now for you. We like to think our product names, scents, and textures have a little bit of magic in them. Now we get to provide rescue for two. Our customers get a beautiful, fresh botanical glow, while furry ones get a new home right here on our farm. We hope Farmhouse Fresh can help take care of you while you take care of everything.
Hey guys, hey Farmies, happy Monday y'all. I hope you're doing well today and had a wonderful weekend. My name is Brittany. For those of you who haven't seen me in a video before or don't know me, I am a licensed esthetician and a Farmhouse Fresh educator. And today, as you probably can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about acne today, and really acne for all ages, because there are different stages of our lives. We deal with different things going on in our skin that have to do with acne. So I wanted to kind of touch on that today, really talk about that. I've got a routine if you're dealing with adult acne. I've got a routine for teens as well. And then a lot of these tips and tricks that I'll give you will help you with, just if you never experienced acne before, but you've got maskne going on, all of that kind of breakouts and stuff under that mask. A lot of these products will go along with that as well. So we're going to get into that, you guys. Send me your questions. If you have any questions about the products that I'll go over, or just any Farmhouse Fresh products that you have at home, send those to me and I'll be answering those, do a little Q&A at the end for you. And also at the end, I will give you an amazing spending pass. It'll actually get you a free moisturizer that we'll talk about with your purchase and free shipping. So definitely stick around. I want you to be able to get that and take advantage of that. So let's dive in, you guys. I hope you're doing well, letting people join on here. It's been very hot here in Texas, and summertime a lot of times can sort of make people's acne a little bit worse because we're typically a lot more oily or sweaty, things like that, and sometimes that can kind of trigger it, especially if you're in a state where you're still, required to wear a mask and stuff like that. I know this can be a time where it really starts to flare up, so that's really why I want to talk about it. And it's also Acne Awareness Month, so how could I not? So you guys, basically with acne, I'm going to kind of break down what you might be experiencing or what might be triggering your acne. There's so many different triggers. Like, you guys know that I have rosacea. If you know me and you've seen my videos, I'm dry, dehydrated rosacea. So I typically, a lot of things will trigger my rosacea flare-ups and my breakouts, and that can happen with acne as well. So I definitely wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit. If you're breaking out kind of in like your chin or your jawline area, especially as an adult, that can typically be hormonal. Sometimes it can just happen, at that time of the month, or sometimes it could be, it's triggered by pregnancy or nursing, or a lot of times it can just be that normal sort of like 10-year hormone fluctuation that we go through. So it could sort of be triggered by that. And my adult acne clients all the time, they're like, I went through puberty so long ago. Why am I still dealing with adult acne or hormonal acne? It's very common. Like I said, we always, throughout our lives, we're going through different stages and those hormones are constantly changing. So it definitely can trigger that acne to pop up. Again, maskne, because it's all in that area too, it could be that as well. So, that's why I said it doesn't necessarily have to be hormonal. That's just typical of this area. It could be from that mask as well. And the reason why is really we're trapping, that bacteria from our mouths and stuff all day. It's getting kind of trapped on that cloth, and then it's staying on the skin, and then it's staying in kind of like a moist environment, again, because we have, the moisture from our mouths and stuff like that. And that can typically make that bacteria thrive. So make sure to either be using disposables that you're throwing away, or make sure that you're really cleansing that mask at all times, every single time that you use it. And really that's just because we need to get that bacteria off. And of course, with everything going on with COVID, but that will be important for you guys. But that can sort of be your triggers down here. Now, if you're sort of breaking out in your chin area, a lot of times for me, that's where I usually break out and my rosacea flare-ups happen. And a lot of times that has to do with diet. That has to do with gut health. So I always recommend, if your doctor recommends it too. Probiotics are really good because it keeps that bad bacteria down in our stomachs. And a lot of times anything that we're eating or that is going into our body will show out through our skin. So if we're treating the inside well, the outside typically will reflect that. So if you've got a lot of sugar in your diet or a lot of, kind of like saturated fats or, fried foods, things like that, a lot of times, when I eat something like that, it'll trigger that breakout to happen in that cheek area for me. And I know that it's diet related. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Like I said, if you're getting some breakouts in that area, it could be from that. Typically too, like if you are breaking out like right on your temple area, that can sometimes have to do with like your kidneys or your liver. So make sure that you're drinking a lot of water, okay? Like flushing that out, flushing those toxins out of the body, really moving that lymphatic system and helping, detoxify the liver and the kidneys will keep a lot of times this area clear for you. And then typically with forehead, it can be a couple of different things too. Typically right in this area usually can be stress related, not enough sleep, the body's kind of tired and it's suffering a little bit. Or if you're breaking out around your hairline, typically that has to do with sometimes it could just be dry scalp. A lot of times the shampoo and conditioner products that we use can sometimes affect that area. But a lot of times it could be if you're an avid person who works out a lot and that sweat is kind of collecting along that hairline, that can typically make you break out around that area as well. So just keep those things in mind, you guys. I kind of wanted to break down maybe what you might be experiencing with your acne. Typically with, that's teen acne. It's sort of, a lot of times it's around here. If they're wearing anything for sports and stuff like that, a lot of times they'll break out on their forehead and it's typical of that. And then a lot of times they've got poor diets because they're always on the go. So a lot of times that's where the cheek comes from, and that hormonal puberty and stuff like that going on can do that as well. So kind of works both ways for kind of adults and teens. Now, I want to go into the products here. So we're going to kind of start with like an adult acne routine because with adult acne, we have to focus on sort of that treating the acne, but also some anti-aging as well, because that's another concern that typically people have as we start to get older. So we definitely want to keep rejuvenating the skin, helping that cell turnover, helping with scarring and pigmentation that you might have from your acne as well, at the same time treating that acne. So that's kind of what I wanted to focus on with this routine. So let's dive into the products, you guys. What I want you to do first is always think with acne, a double cleanse is really, really important. And mainly at nighttime because, we've gone the whole day, we've got dirt, oil buildup, sweat, especially like I said, summertime. We've got makeup on sometimes too. And, again, that mask and stuff like that. So really we have a lot of stuff on our skin at the end of the day, right? Which is why it's really, really important to not only cleanse your skin, but do a double cleanse. That way you get all of that kind of like that with that first cleanse, you get all of that makeup, dirt, and oil from the surface off. And then that second cleanse will actually really deep clean your pores. So that's really what we're wanting. That first cleanse is great, but really that second cleanse is where we're going to really get in there and deep clean all that congestion and that excess sebum or oil out of the pores. Okay. So first things first, the pre-cleanse that I would love for you guys to try is actually our Blushing Agave body oil. So honestly, you could use any of our body oils, but Blushing Agave is my favorite. I just think it has a very light scent. So if you are a sensitive sniffer, it definitely won't be too strong for you or anything like that. It is a little bit more minimal on the ingredients. So if you're a little bit more on the sensitive side, this is really nice. It's got some sweet almond oil in there too, which is really, really hydrating and softening to the skin. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, I've got acne. Why would I put oil on my skin? Isn't that going to make it worse? Actually, it doesn't. It kind of almost does the opposite. So when when we have acne, we always think about drying out that acne, right? But what happens with that too, in turn, is that stripping that skin and dehydrating the surface will actually make the skin produce more oil to compensate for that lack of hydration, okay? Because the skin doesn't know better. It just wants to be hydrated. It wants to be lubricated, so it'll produce more oil to combat the water loss from all of the stripping ingredients that we typically use with acne routines or prescribed by our dermatologists and things like that. So with doing that first kind of pre-cleanse with your oil, you're removing and emulsifying all that stuff off the surface. And then you're also helping to soften the skin and prepare for that second cleanse without overstripping. So that's really why that is something that I wanted to recommend and I think is really important for you. Again, it smells incredible, amazing ingredients. And what you'll do is you'll just want one pump into your hand. And then I quickly just kind of like make that nice and warmed up, get a little friction going, and then just kind of slowly work that into my skin for about 30 seconds. And then get some warm water and just kind of, you'll get this nice milky consistency when you start to work that in. And don't worry, it'll rinse completely clean because all of our oils are water soluble. So you won't have to worry about it leaving, a layer of oil behind or feeling heavy or anything like that. So no matter if you're dry, dehydrated, normal, or oily, you can still do this pre-cleanse step no matter what skin type you actually have with your acne, okay? Now, second step for adult acne would be using one of our cleansing polishes. It's important to be exfoliating often as we're adults because our cell turnover is slowing down, as we know. So we typically get a lot more dead skin buildup, and our skin isn't really healing and repairing itself quite as quickly as it used to. So that exfoliation step is going to be really important for you, especially at nighttime. I would recommend our Finally Awake. This is one of our amazing cleansing polishes. Like I mentioned, you guys, it has 5 different unique plant foliants in here that will help exfoliate your skin. And it's so, so nice. We've got a little bit of volcanic ash. We've got some pumice in here. It just really, some polylactic acid from corn. So we're breaking down that oil and that buildup from the surface, still a gentle cleanse and scrub. And it will also simultaneously moisturize and hydrate your skin, which remember, we always want to replenish that water loss in the skin because we don't want to overstrip so our skin doesn't overproduce oil. And when it does produce that excess oil, it's typically filled with that P. acne bacteria. It's a lot of that kind of bad oil. So we definitely want to make sure that we're hydrating while we cleanse and never overstripping. So you can exfoliate and cleanse and get that really good, deep double cleanse and still hydrate the skin with that, you guys. Also some great aloe in there. So there's some antioxidants as well. So you're still calming, soothing the skin down at the same time that you're still able to accomplish your exfoliation and moisturize your skin. Next, I want to recommend one of our toners. Toning is really important because it's really that first step in treating your skin, you guys. So our toners aren't just to balance the skin after cleansing and exfoliating. They really are, packed full of amazing skincare ingredients that are really going to help you start to treat that acne just from that toner step, okay? So that first one is going to be super lettuce. That's going to be that toner. It's packed full of amazing phytonutrient lettuce in here, you guys. We've got some cucumber water, some amazing vitamin C. It just really is super nice. We've also got some exfoliants in here too. So what that's actually going to do for you throughout the day, if you are oily, that will actually help balance that oil production for you and help keep you a little bit more mattified, which you might not normally get, throughout the day, right? So you can spritz this on in the morning. You can spritz it, halfway through the day when it's about like 2 o'clock. And when you're starting to see a little bit more of that oil breakthrough. And then even, towards the nighttime too, if you've got dinner plans, you want to refresh your makeup and just kind of, combat a little bit of that excess oil as well. This will definitely help you. There's some glycolic, some lactic in here. We've got some willow bark and some witch hazel as well. So that's what's going to give you that mattified look and help control your oil balance for you. So I love this one. It smells great. It feels great. And it also will hydrate your skin as well. So make sure, like I said, we're keeping that in mind. And then next, you guys, I'm going to talk about like a mask. So something that you'll do once or twice a week. And this one is a little off the cuff. It's not something that typically you would say, oh, that's going to treat acne, but it's going to work on the acne as well as the scarring and the pigmentation that you might get from it as well, which I know is something that a lot of times adult acne clients will complain about, is that scarring stays around forever. Right. And again, the reason why is because that cell turnover is slowing down. So typically that will stick around for a lot longer than it used to when we were younger. And that is really what that's caused from. So this mask I'm going to talk about, like I said, is a little bit different. You wouldn't normally think it would help treat it for you, but it definitely will. This is one of our brand new products. Sorry, I know this ring light always kind of washes that out a little bit for you guys. There we go. Our Mighty Brighty mask. This one is absolutely amazing, you guys. This is still clay-based, so this will still absorb excess oils for you and help detoxify, purify your skin, and help refine those pores for you, which I know can be a big concern when it comes to acne. But what this is going to do, this is chock full of amazing citric acids that's going to help treat, like I said, that scarring and that hyperpigmentation that happens a lot of times post breakout. Okay, so that's really going to help you with that. It is also our only mask with a pure retinol in it, so it does have a 2% pure retinol in there, which is going to stimulate that cell turnover for you, which is important as we age, as well as exfoliate your skin. So that is going to help you with that excess oil again on the surface, also treat that acne as well, and help to simultaneously stimulate cell turnover to repair the skin, get rid of that breakout a lot faster for you, as well as treat the scarring that it might leave behind. So anyway, love this mask, you guys. I'll actually show you the texture of it. It also, again, smells absolutely amazing. It's so incredible. There is there's some probiotics in here too from some lemon peel ferment, which again will help you with that bacteria on the surface of the skin. It promotes that healthy bacteria and helps to neutralize that bad bacteria. So I love, love, love that mask. And again, like I said, I wanted to mention it because you wouldn't normally think of that mask for acne, but it actually will really help you with that retinol that's in there. So I love it. Once or twice a week is typically what I recommend for that one. And you could spot treat too. If you have another mask that you like to use all over your skin, but you want to just treat your acne areas or your scarring places, then you could use that Mighty Brighty on those areas if you want to. So definitely feel free to multi-mask with it. And also, you guys, if you're dealing with any type of bacne or, just any other type of body acne, sometimes people break out on the chest and stuff as well. That can actually really help you too. So I definitely recommend that. I will be talking about another mask when I get to our teen routine. But definitely this is a good one. Again, like I said, if you're dealing with that scarring and the acne at the same time. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go into some serums, you guys. So again, I'm going to focus on treating the acne, but also some of that pigmentation and scarring so that we can prevent that, so you don't have more correction to do on top of the acne that you're dealing with. So I would recommend our Eternal Light Serum. This one is absolutely amazing. If you guys already have this at home, I bet you're already in love with it, but if you don't have it, this used to be spotted leaving. So, that may be something that you had in the past, but Eternal Light is our new name, and we upped the ante on this. We chocked it full of more peptides in there to really help you, more of that wound healing and that collagen production, and also that lightening and illuminating ingredients. So what this is going to do, like I said, it's going to give you that initial kind of like hydration, but it's still very, very thin. Let me show you the consistency of it. So even if you're typically on the oily side, this is still super thin, and it absorbs really, really quickly. So it isn't going to feel heavy on your skin, nothing like that. It is more water-based than anything, so it will absorb really nicely, and it's not going to feel heavy or anything. If you are on the drier side, I've got a different one for you, but Eternal Light can still benefit you no matter what skin type you are. It works for everybody. And again, that can be an all-over serum, so you can put it not only where you're breaking out, but also on the areas where you've got some scarring as well. And also just all over to give you a really pretty glow and kind of illumination to the skin without, having any type of shimmer or glitter or anything in there if you don't like to have that on there to highlight that excess oil. So absolutely love that. It also, like I said, has that wound healing property to it. So it will help you to get rid of those breakouts a lot faster. That's why I recommend this one. And also it's got some collagen production in there too. So we're actually going to help, again, to heal a lot faster, and especially with adult acne, as we're not repairing as quickly as we used to, that's really going to help you as well. So love Eternal Light if you've got some acne and some scarring going on. Now, if you are a little bit more on that drier, dehydrated side, or you're using a lot of prescription topicals, again, that's really drying out your skin, you're kind of flaky, your skin's real tight, especially after you cleanse and stuff like that, then I would actually recommend our Pretty Amped. So this one is in our High Bio Hemp collection. This one is a dual phase oil. So again, don't worry about using oil on your skin. No matter if you are on the oily side, it still will benefit you. This has actually got a really unique ingredient in here. It's called Green Graham. What that is actually a fermented mung bean extract. say that 10 times fast, right? Fermented mung bean extract. What that is again, going back to that fermented part, like what we've got in Mighty Brighty, we've got those probiotics, those natural probiotics in there, which are going to be important for you to balance that bacteria and really promote that health of the skin. Okay, so we want to neutralize that bad and that P. acne bacteria, and we want to promote the healthy bacteria that we all naturally have on the surface. So that's actually what this is going to help do for you, as well as combat that moisture loss and that dehydration that we talked about, because we know what happens, right? That skin wants to be hydrated, so it'll overproduce that bad oil and that excess sebum in the skin, which will make your acne in turn be worse, right? So if we can combat that moisture loss and that dehydration with a little bit of oil, that is really going to help you out with that excess oil production that you've got going on. Now, you don't need much of this. Don't worry, you don't have to be shiny or greasy mess. You just need like half a pump, and you could even mix it in with your moisturizer if you wanted to. If you feel like, I don't really want to use it separate because I don't want to overuse, just like a little half a pump in your moisturizer is all you need. And that green gram, like I said, is really going to help you balance out bacteria on the surface. Okay, so I love it. It's super good. And it smells like minty, like rosemary. It's so nice. I love it, love it, love it. It's a good one. Okay, guys, and now we're going to talk about moisturizer. So we've got two different ones that I recommend. Again, it kind of depends on your skin type a little bit. Typically for acne, we always recommend Kale Water. So I'm gonna drop it, and then I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about this one first. So with Kale Water, this is actually gonna be oil-free, and it is mattifying to the skin, okay? So again, if you are more on that normal to oily side and you prefer that mattified look, then this will definitely be amazing for you. If you are on the drier side, I will say, this definitely gears towards more of that oily skin type. So it's hydrating, but it isn't going to feel like super, super plump or moist, if you will, if you're on the drier side. This is somebody who's experienced it as somebody who's dry. So I just want to let you know that. So again, I'm going to talk about another moisturizer in case you need a little bit of extra hydration. But Kale Water is amazing. As the name suggests, it does have micro kale in here. So that is chock full of really, really good vitamins and also some really good antioxidants for you. Now, antioxidants are really important when it comes to acne because we need that extra protection on the surface from those outer environmental stressors and toxins and free radicals, pollutants, all of that bad stuff that is in our air that can actually really sometimes trigger your acne too. It can kind of make it be a little bit worse because again, those toxins in the dirt and all of that stuff on the surface can kind of contribute to that bad bacteria that we talked about. So definitely recommend this because again, those antioxidants are super strong in here, very, very potent and really going to help you. This is also got a lot of vitamin C in here from the cucumber. So we are going to really help, again, brighten, lighten some of that scarring as well. And then there is some firming peptides in here too. So that is going to give you some more strengthening to the skin. Peptides are great to really strengthen the elastin in our skin and the fibroblasts particularly because it's like an amino acid. So it really helps, again, to repair the skin a lot faster and again, really strengthen that skin to combat a lot of the things that are going on. So I love Kale Water, you guys. It's super thin. Again, I want to kind of show you the consistency and texture of this. So, I know you might be worried about layering too many products on your skin. You're like Eternal Light, Pretty Amped, Kale Water, like that's a lot, right? But it actually isn't because it's so, so thin. I mean, literally that's already absorbed. Like that's already that's in my skin already. It's so thin, so lightweight, you guys. You'll absolutely love it if you're looking for a nice kind of thin moisturizer to help you. This also can be used morning and nighttime. So you don't have to worry about it making you sun sensitive. There is a retinol palmitate in there, but that is only superficial. It isn't something that makes you sun sensitive at all. So that can be AM and PM if you want it to be. We've got several other moisturizers that you can use at nighttime, but that definitely can be both if you like that. Now, like I said, I wanted to quickly mention the other moisturizer that we have. If you are a little bit more on the drier side, then that would be our 3 Milk. So you can opt for this instead. Still got the firming peptides in here, still has the retinol palmitate, but I want to show you the consistency of it. It's going to have a little bit more of a thicker consistency, but still very thin, very lightweight, you guys. that, like I said, as you can see, that's already absorbed into my skin. It is still really, really nice. It is a vegan product too. It is got milk thistle in there, milk vetch, which are both plant-based, and some coconut milk. So that's really what's going to give you some good soothing hydration to your skin and a little bit of extra moisturization, if you will, because of the consistency of it's a little bit thicker for you. So again, if you're on that normal to dry side, you could go for that 3 milk. Now, I want to talk about really quick something that you could do as a booster at nighttime, and that would be our Watercress Hydration Cascade. So again, we talked about retinol and how important that is as adults, because again, that cell turnover is slowing down. It's not healing and repairing itself like it used to. We typically can scar after blemishes and breakouts and stuff like that. So I actually want to recommend, I know we're going to use that mask 2 to 3 times a week. So on the days that you don't use that, I actually want you to use this, okay? At nighttime only. This is actually going to have a 2% pure retinol in here that's encapsulated, and also time released. So you're not going to get that like flaking from it or that sensitivity or that redness that you might associate with retinols. So this is actually really, really nice. That encapsulation is great because it actually will absorb into the skin, and even though it's mixed with moisturizer, it's not going to affect the way that it performs, which is really nice. So absolutely love it. And as you guys can probably tell, it is a nice kind of like gelée moisturizer. It's super, super lightweight. Everybody is obsessed with this one. This, like I said, I mentioned it on the last one. I was like, this is like our OG retinol moisturizer here. It just is, like I said, really super lightweight. It gives this really pretty like blurring and mattified effect as well. So if you've got some fine lines or some wrinkles going on, it really kind of helps to fill that too. So it gives you this really pretty like blurred, just like flawless, smooth airbrush effect too, which I love with it. And also it is hyaluronic acid based. So you're going to get a lot of hydration with it and moisture that's going to really lock into the skin, again, without adding like, excess, moisturizer or anything like that. It's not going to feel too heavy on you or anything like that. So it's still going to hydrate. We're going to combat those signs of moisture loss and dehydration so the skin doesn't overproduce oil and make that acne worse. And it's still going to treat that scarring and that acne for you with that retinol that's in here. Again, of course, chock full of vitamins, chock full of antioxidants, all those good nourishment that we need, as well as that protection from a lot of those environmental stressors and triggers. Okay, so love it. Now, again, I mentioned that for nighttime, your 3 milk or your Kale Water could be nighttime and daytime as well. And then if you are using, if you're doing your daytime routine, you'll want to top that off with the Elevated Shade moisturizer that we have. Let's see, there we go. Maybe. There we go. Our Elevated Shade moisturizer and sunscreen. So this is an SPF 30. It is going to have some sodium PCA, some hyaluronic acid in here. So you're still going to get hydration, which is important. There's also amazing vitamins and antioxidants in here too. So again, we're giving you that protection and that nourishment that you need. And then the reason why sunscreen is important, not only for everybody, but specifically acne, is again, going back to that scarring. Okay. So when it comes to acne, that's already kind of trauma that's happening underneath the surface of the skin. And then, of course, that is going to cause inflammation and redness and that tenderness when it does sort of pop up. And then typically, if we get sun exposure on top of that, I know a lot of people say like that helps their acne like heal up, but it really is just drying it out because that sun is so drying to our skin and it dehydrates our skin. So it may initially feel like that breakout kind of goes away after sun, but what happens really is you're causing inflammation on the surface of the skin. And that can actually damage your cells and the way that they repair themselves. So that can typically leave behind a darker spot and a longer scarring process for you than it normally would have, okay? So sunscreen is super important for everybody. But of course, like I said, with acne particularly, because you typically can get some, longer scarring and some deeper scarring if you don't, okay? So sunscreen is super important, y'all. So I know that might seem like a lot, but really just, double cleanse every single night, masking 2 to 3 times a week, and then making sure that you're hydrating at the same time that you're treating that acne. So tone your skin, serum, moisturizer, SPF, and then using a little bit of a different moisturizer at nighttime just to give yourself a booster, okay? Now, I want to go into our teen routine. It's very simple, similar similar products that I already talked about. Really just kind of doing something that could be, like I said, a little bit more simple for them, easily achievable, if you will, and still really kind of honing in on that younger age. So they don't need a whole lot of cell turnover boosting, a whole lot of all of that. So definitely something that's going to be a little bit more simplified for them. So if you're looking for some products, for your son or daughter, or, just if you're a teen yourself that's watching, these will really be beneficial for you. Again, I'm going to recommend that double cleanse. So of course, starting with blushing agave, again, this is softening the skin. This is removing all of that dirt and that sweat and that makeup from the day. So this is going to be important to start with. Again, just a pump, and then we're going to work that into the skin, and then you'll just use a little bit of warm water, again, to kind of do the same thing, work that in. It'll get this nice milky consistency, and it'll remove all of that superficial stuff from the day. And then you'll go in with your second cleanse right after that, okay? So what I would recommend is our green tea milk wash, you guys. This is very, very nice as, as your second cleanse. This is still hydrating. It's nice and creamy. It works for all skin types across the board. So whether you're really oily or you're really dry, this will work for you. Of course, again, as the name suggests, it's got green tea in there, which is very good for the redness and the inflammation. It is anti-inflammatory green tea. So it can really help you. Again, with a lot of that kind of cystic acne that can happen, it'll really kind of calm that down, soothe a little bit of that redness for you. Again, at the same time, we're deep cleansing, but we're not overstripping. So I love that one. Now, I know a lot of you might ask me about New Groove. You can definitely use New Groove too. That's totally fine. I just like green tea as like a good starter cleanser, okay? But if you're really oily and you're really congested, meaning like you have a lot of blackheads, a lot of buildup in your pores, then you could definitely opt for New Groove. That's totally fine too. Either one of our cleansers will work for acne. Now, as the next step, of course, like I mentioned, after we do our double cleanse, we want to use that toner so that we're balancing the skin and also, again, being that first step in treating the skin. So we're back to Super Lettuce again. Again, this is amazing for teens. We're still hydrating at the same time that we're oil balancing and kind of mattifying the skin as well. So again, this is great to kind of refresh makeup if you get a little bit more oily throughout the day, or, after sports and things like that. This will really help to kind of rehydrate your skin as well as mattify and help control that oil balance. So obsessed with super lettuce, you guys. Again, smells really great. We do want to shake this up before we use it. I don't know if I mentioned that the first time, because the natural sediments that are in here will kind of settle to the bottom. So just give that a quick shake before you use it. And just a quick spritz, I kind of do like a little circle. Some people do an X. I like a little circle all over. That just feels like it gets everything for me. And that's how, and again, you can use that morning, midday, at night, as often as you want to. Now, as far as instead of using Mighty Brighty, for teens, I would recommend our Pajama Paste. And the reason why is because it's going to be a little bit more gentle on the skin. They're still going to get some natural exfoliation with this. There's no retinol in here, so you don't have to worry about it being, too aggressive or it's stimulating cell turnover, which they really don't need as they're young. So Pajama Paste is going to be amazing. We're going to get some gentle exfoliation with it. It's also clay-based, that bentonite ileite clay. So we are going to absorb excess oils, detoxify, purify the skin, refine those pores, really pull out a lot of that dead skin and that oil buildup from the pores. And this is also really going to help to calm and soothe that redness and that inflammation around those breakouts, okay? So we're going to help to kind of dry it out, but it's got some nice honey and oat in here. So we're calming the skin down and we're also hydrating. So you're getting, like I said, you're never overstripping or dehydrating the skin so that it doesn't overproduce that excess oil that we talked about, right? So I absolutely love Pajama Paste, you guys. It will, like I said, reduce that redness. And it'll help refine those pores as well. And again, this could be 2 to 3 times a week. It's totally up to you. Also, again, good for the back or like chest acne or anywhere else that they may be breaking out. As long as they have a little bit of help to kind of get back there and put it on, it actually is really, really beneficial. And you can even sleep in it, you guys. So if you, like I said, if you really want to kind of like got a large cystic one that popped up and we just kind of want to spot treat it too, like a couple nights in a row, but we don't want to fully, do the mask mask every single day, then we could just spot treat that one breakout a few nights in a row and really get it gone. Now, typically, anytime that I've used it, it's gone the next day, but sometimes those larger hormonal cystic ones take a couple of days in a row, okay? So definitely give that a try. Go ahead and sleep in it. It won't like flake off on the pillow or leave a mess or anything like that. So definitely give it a try. I think it'll really, really help. Now, as far as, I quickly want to mention Splendid Dirt though, because I know a lot of you may ask me about that. So Pajama Paste is again a good starting point. If they are very, very oily, if you're excess oil, like a ton, you just feel like it just is so shiny, so greasy at the end of the day, then you could opt for Splendid Dirt. It's kind of like Pajama Paste, stronger cousin, if you will. So that one, again, has got some natural alpha hydroxy acids to gently exfoliate those same clays, but we've got some mud in there as well. So again, it's definitely made for really excess oily skin, okay? So just want to quickly mention that in case you need something slightly stronger if you really are on that really oily side, okay? Now, Kale Water is a great moisturizer to start with as a teen. Again, those firming peptides will help to strengthen the skin and those fibroblasts and the elastin, and also help you heal a lot faster too. Again, those amazing vitamins, those antioxidants that we all really need, because we need nourishment and we need protection from all of those sort of outside environmental triggers. And again, oil-free and mattifying. So again, if we're really oily and we want to combat that throughout the day, this is perfect to start the day off with. And again, can be used at night as well. So this is very versatile. You just need one moisturizer and that's all you need. So this will really benefit. Again, like I said, if you are on the drier side or dehydrated, you could definitely opt for 3 milk too instead. And then of course, you guys, finishing off with our elevated shade, that's sunscreen, okay? So again, we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves protection, hydration, and then we're not, we're preventing from any potential scarring, okay, that we'll have to correct later, which can get expensive, and we don't want to do that. So just make sure to wear your sunscreen, you guys. This is completely reef safe. It is 100% mineral sunscreen. So this is actually a 21% active zinc oxide in here, which is very potent, which is amazing. It's going to give you great UVA and UVB protection, especially with 4th of July coming up, you guys. If you have plans for this weekend, if you're going to be outside at all, make sure that you take this along with you. You can use it on the body as well, and that'll really help combat, like I said, again, a lot of that potential dark scarring and cell turnover time. To correct that scarring, this will help protect against that, okay? So definitely use this this weekend if you've got some plans, okay? So again, reviewing that really quick, do your double cleanse. We want to start with that blushing agave. We want to use our green tea milk wash here. We want to go for our toner, our super lettuce, and then our kale water and our elevated shade. And then again, just eliminate that elevated shade at nighttime. And then we can use that pajama paste to spot treat any breakouts as many times as we need to, and also to use 2 to 3 times a week to gently exfoliate, absorb that excess oil, and be a really good treatment booster throughout the week, okay? All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and give you our spending pass. That will save you some money and also get you free products and free shipping. So that is actually going to be Blemish1. That will be your code. You'll want to go ahead and add your product in to your cart before you check out. That's kind of how you'll use it. And that will actually get you a free Kale Water or a free 3 milk moisturizer, you guys. So no matter which one that you like, you can get one of these for free with an $80 purchase. It's a $34 value. And again, you'll get that free shipping. So Blemish1 is your code. Again, go ahead and add one of these to your cart before you go and check out. And then when you put that code in, it'll zero it out for you. So that's how you'll apply that and you'll get that free product. So again, like I said, if you're shopping for yourself or you're shopping for a teen, or again, you're dealing with some maskne and you want to try some products to really help with that, these are amazing moisturizers to start with, and it'll really help you with that acne you got going on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open it up to Q&A. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and send that in. I would love to help answer your acne questions. I know, like I said, this is Acne Awareness Month, and summertime can really be a big trigger for it. So I wanted to address it and really make sure that you guys were covered this summer and you had all your essentials, okay? So let's see. The first question I have is, if you have no acne but more mature skin, which clarifier would you recommend? Okay, so no acne but mature skin, clarifier, I think maybe you're meaning like to help kind of refine the pores, or maybe like detoxify maybe some blackheads or things like that in your pores. Definitely you could utilize a lot of the products that I talked about in the adult acne routine. The double cleanse would be great. Finally Awake would be really nice for you to gently exfoliate. I actually would recommend though the Mighty Brighty mask. I really think this one is beneficial for mature skin types. Again, acne, people dealing with pigmentation, whether that's from acne scarring or just sun damage or, you know, just hyperpigmentation, things like that. This kind of works for everybody. So again, that 2% retinol in here will help exfoliate. It'll brighten the skin. It'll smooth the texture. It'll help you clear out a lot of that, you know, the blackheads and the dead skin out of the pores. It'll still stimulate your cell turnover for you, which again is important as we start to age, and also is really going to help to brighten the skin, and it can work on like I said, the scarring or any pigmentation issues that you might potentially have. So I really definitely recommend the Mighty Brighty mask. And yeah, I mean, all of our moisturizers would be beneficial. You know, again, just kind of depending on your skin type as well. So I know it's hard for me to, to tell you like a full routine to use just because I need some more details and I don't know your skin type, but Mighty Brighty would be amazing. And definitely like, you know, a good double cleanse, Finally Awake would be great. Those types of products would be perfect. Just exfoliation, antioxidants, retinol. That's what we want. Okay, let's see. Do you have a product you like for a spot treatment? Just a few minor breakouts, not all over. Okay, perfect. So I love this question. I kind of touched on it a little bit when I talked about Pajama Paste. So either Pajama Paste or Splendid Dirt, that's our pumpkin puree mask. Either one of these are clay-based. Again, you can sleep in both of those and you can spot treat those breakouts that might pop up without having to do like an all-over mask. I love that. It will help to dry it out. It'll help reduce redness. It will help to calm down that inflammation around there too, and kind of absorb some of that excess oil if it is kind of pustular as well. So I absolutely love Pajama Paste, and again, works for all ages. Really, I mean, even if you're an adult, like I said, for me with my rosacea that kind of breaks out, I love this as a spot treater. I will pop it on there, and by the morning, that bump is gone. So obsessed with Pajama Paste. Again, Splendid Dirt is Pajama Paste's stronger cousin with that mud that's added in there. So you can get a little bit more excess oil absorption with that one if you really need it, okay? So I love that for spot treating. Now, if it is pigment that you're spot treating, not just necessarily like a breakout, if you've kind of got that breakout and that scarring behind too, then again, I would, after you're done with your mask, or if you're sleeping in that, just that is good. But if you pop that on and then you remove it, go ahead and do your Eternal Light. This is that serum. That's, again, going to help with wound healing. It's also going to help with collagen production as well, so help healing it a lot faster. And then it is going to help to brighten up that spot that might be left behind as well, so that pigmented spot. So that's kind of the two things I would recommend to kind of spot treat a particular breakout or scarring or pigmentation issue for you. Okay, let's see. Can you use the Watercress gel underneath the cloud cover? So it kind of depends on your skin. I always kind of recommend our stronger retinol products for nighttime only. I would kind of stick to your Kale Water and your 3 Milk for daytime with your elevated shade. You can use Watercress during the day. I just don't recommend getting sun exposure, even under cloud cover, because the sun rays are still coming through, because you potentially can have some inflammation or a sunburn happen faster than you normally would, okay? Because that retinol is freshly exfoliating your skin. Really, any type of exfoliation you do can make you a little bit more sun sensitive. So whether that be like if you just got a spa treatment and you got some dermaplaning or a microdermabrasion or just anything like that, or like a strong retinol exfoliant that the esthetician might have used, that can typically, like I said, if you get sun exposure right afterwards, it can make you a little bit more sun sensitive than you normally would be. So even under cloud cover, those rays are still coming through. So So I would recommend staying away from your stronger retinol products during the daytime, okay, including that watercress. Okay, let's see. Is New Groove okay for mature skin? Absolutely. So New Groove is really a gel moisturizer, or I'm sorry, cleanser, not moisturizer. It's a gel cleanser. It is in our high bio hemp collection. So you're going to have a little bit of CBD that's added in there, which is going to be great for inflammation. It's going to be great for redness. It's really going to calm that down. And then the great thing about it though, is that it is pH balanced. So again, it doesn't like give you that like squeaky clean feeling afterwards, which is actually not a good thing, you guys. We don't want to overstrip all of that water out of the skin, okay? So it really does help to kind of hydrate at the same time it deep cleanses. I personally really love it a couple times a week just to give myself a little extra deep cleanse because I do like to, you know, go outside and run and stuff like that, and my rosacea is really triggered by everything that's in the air. So I love to use that after I come in for a run or a couple times a week just to give me a really good deep cleanse and help combat, you know, some congestion, some blackheads, some dead skin buildup out of my pores because I'm a dry skin type. So absolutely love that. No matter what skin type you are, you really can use it. I just don't use it every single day because I don't need it every single day. But definitely perfectly fine for mature skin. Like I said, hydrating, pH balanced, has a lot of vitamins and antioxidants in it, as well as that CBD to really help combat any redness or inflammation that might be in your skin. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what other mask can you use as an overnight mask for dry skin? Okay, I love that. So, really, I would recommend, I mean, most of our clay-based masks are going to be better for overnight just because they actually do dry down and they don't really typically like crack or like get everywhere. Guac Star is my favorite though for dry skin, but because it kind of stays more on the creamy side, it really isn't something to sleep in overnight. So I might recommend 2 masks for you just because I really feel like that Guac Star would be beneficial for your dry skin. But you could use, if you are dry and experiencing some acne, like I said, I'm going to go back to that Pajama Paste because this is still redness reducing, still hydrating with that honey and oat that's in there. So very soothing. But because it's clay based, it will still like actually stay on the skin and you can sleep in it overnight. And it will help to combat, you know, some potential breakouts that you might have. And the natural lactic acid that's in here from the yogurt is going to give you a little bit of gentle brightness and exfoliation of just some of that superficial dead skin. So, and it also refines the pores too. It does so many things. So I would definitely recommend Pajama Paste, but if you truly are dry and you need a lot of extra hydration, Guac Star is where I would go. You just wouldn't be overnight, okay? It has amazing avocado butter in there, avocado extract. It is super plumping and hydrating. It's got a lot of fatty acids in there too, which dry skin we don't produce, right? Because that's typically with oily skin. So we kind of have to supplement and put those superficial fatty acids, amino acids, the ceramides, all of that stuff back onto the skin. And that's really what Guac Star is going to do for you. Okay, guys. If you have any more questions, like I said, go ahead and send them in. I'm going to give you that spinning pass one more time. So that will be Blemish 1. That is going to give you, like I said, a free Kale Water, a lightweight, oil-free mattifying moisturizer, or a free 3 milk, which is more creamy, more hydrating, great for dry, dehydrated skin types. Both has that retinol palmitate to gently brighten and exfoliate, and also those firming peptides to strengthen the skin and really be wound healing for you while you're dealing with your acne. Okay, so love both of these. You'll get this for free with an $80 purchase and that free shipping. And like I said, don't forget to go ahead and do your $80 worth of products, then add in your moisturizer of choice. And then when you go to check out, you'll put that code in and it'll zero out that moisturizer for you. Again, a $34 value. So this is an amazing deal. I want you to take advantage. Like I said, whether you're shopping for yourself or you're shopping for a teen that you might know, or somebody who's been just dealing with acne that you know, a friend or something like that, that can definitely be a good place to start. Either one of these moisturizers are amazing. And everything that I talked about really will benefit anybody dealing with some acne or adult acne or teen acne, okay? So I'm going to check one more time just to make sure you guys don't have any more questions for me. And then I will see you guys again at 4 o'clock. So if you missed any of this video or you know somebody again that might benefit from watching it, I will be on again at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time on Instagram. So be sure to check me out there. And I'll have a spending pass for that show as well. So thank you guys so much. I didn't see any more questions, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I appreciate you joining me today. I had such a good time with you. Happy Monday and happy Independence Day and 4th of July if you guys have plans this weekend. It was so good to talk to you. Again, my name is Brittany, and I'll see you next time on the farm.
Everyone needs to feel rescued sometimes. I know that was why I found sanctuary in creating Farmhouse Fresh. We have always loved growing fresh botanicals, crafting skincare for spas, and now for you. We like to think our product names, scents, and textures have a little bit of magic in them. Now we get to provide rescue for two. Our customers get a beautiful, fresh botanical glow, while furry ones get a new home right here on our farm. We hope Farmhouse Fresh can help take care of you while you take care of everything.